Hey, this is the ROTFL podcast. I am your host, Joshua Dark, and with me as always is Killa Puke. What's going on, buddy?
Another day, another dollar. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Here we are in the studio. Yeah, my fucking busted ass garage. Okay, look it. We're here to make this short and sweet, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about what's on the proposition to vote for here in California, and that is Proposition 17. And we just a little shout. Okay, first off, go ahead and like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, come and follow, like the show, share it with your friends. Okay. Yeah. A little backstory. Me and Killa Puke, our show is the ROTFL podcast, and we are two ex-cons that talk about
just trying to save the world, man. One podcast at a time, man.
Well, our main game is like talking about dumb criminals, but we also talk about dumb shit. I mean, this is how we get down.
Make fun of everything.
And talking about dumb, we got the dumbest of dumb on the lineup for today, and we're talking about Proposition 17 on the ballot. And Killa Puke, what is Proposition 17? Let's sum that bad dog up.
All right, so the main point is it's gonna allow parolees to vote, gain their rights back to vote. That's like the main point.
Also, the prop would allow parolees to run for office. And speaking of two, this is two parolees right here, two probationeers, two ex-cons, two
high control.
felons. Yes,
high control right here.
We all have people we have to answer to on a monthly basis. Some more than others. These being officers of the law to check in and make sure we're not breaking any laws. Now, me and Killa Puke here have changed our lives, and
for the better.
And so this is our thoughts on Proposition 17. It's not what you think it's going to be. As parolees, ex-cons, ex-felons, you think we would be all for this measure, and we're going to have to give this one a big, fat goose egg.
Yeah. And
we're going to try to avoid cussing on this one as much as possible. I don't know how many times I've dropped the F-bomb already. Hopefully I've done well, but we're trying to make this more family-friendly because, honestly, I'm too lazy to bleep everything out. Okay, so Proposition 17, we already have a road. There's already a road back to voting.
When I was reading it, right, when I was reading it through, and I was thinking to myself, this is kind of like, it could be okay,
Right.
I was thinking about it. And so then it came to the argument, and it was talking about how it's going to give the rights back to sex offenders,
Ugh.
And to be honest with you, we both share the same point of view, is that if you're a fucking sex offender, I don't care what it was, what circumstances, I just don't care. But you should have fucking all your rights taken away forever, for life.
There's no reason you should ever have a say in this
anything
in this for free society of ours. Now, if it were worded different, possibly we might even lean towards it. If it were maybe for non-violent offenders, maybe some people that made one mistake. But you look at, for even people like me and Killa Puke who have a rap sheet a mile long and who have offended and reoffended
over and over again,
we already, as parolees and people who've committed crimes, have a road to vote. And this is by keeping our nose clean. This is by getting off parole. This is by becoming productive, contributing members to society, and then going to court and getting our record expunged one charge at a time, getting it dropped from felonies down to misdemeanors, from misdemeanors down to expunged. Okay? And then guess what? We get our rights restored. We can get our rights restored. We already have that road. And it's a proving ground for us as parolees to show, look, we're not going to make mistakes again. We're serious about changing our lives. And we've done the work to get there, to get our records expunged. 9 times out of 10, someone on parole is going back where?
Prison.
They're going back to prison.
It's around 90 to 95%.
Prison is not a place for rehabilitation. Let me tell you this. If you think someone who's made mistakes goes to prison and learns their lesson inside prison because they've had some behavioral therapy, that's not what prison is. No. Let me tell you, for me and Killa Puke together have over 25 years of incarceration put together. And let me tell you, all we did was learn what more.
I know how to play fucking pinochle pretty damn good.
Also, I learned how to cook meth real well, and I never did. I never knew how until I went to prison and got some like real higher learning. I learned how to. I met some big boys in there who did some big things, and I got hooked up with some, more high level. So I went from a real small time petty criminal to a very much. I got my degree in higher learning of. That's all prison is. There is no rehabilitation in there. So if you think they're going to get out on parole and somehow be changed and now should have a right to vote and they serve their time, I understand you serve your time, but that's what parole is. Parole is a part of that time.
Parole is still your time.
You're still serving time. You're just being washed. It's just a little more freedom. You haven't served your sentence,
your full sentence. Right.
Yeah, you haven't given back, paid your dues to society. You're still in the process of doing that.
Yeah. And actually, I heard you could set it up to where you can do more time and actually get off without parole. But who wants to do that?
Yeah, you can file to just do all your time and not do. But most people want to get out early because who wants to be in prison?
Right.
And if you're going to let parolees vote while they're still in prison, which what this prop would do, all they're going to be is voting for people that will reduce their time and get them out sooner. They don't care, really.
Well, not just that, but when you're on parole and you're not doing good like we are, the chances of you actually going to a voter booth and checking boxes
is next to zero.
None. It is zero. Like nobody's going to do that.
So 99% of the people I ever knew in prison were in prison because of a drug-related crime or they were on drugs. That's what we did. That was the criminal underworld. Now, that being said, when we were on drugs, there was no chance unless you were paying us. And I guess that's what they're doing up in, where are they paying for votes at up in fucking Michigan or something?
Or Mississippi?
Yeah, they're all fucking paying for votes. Anyways, if you would have paid me to go vote, I would have done it. That way I could have went and got a sack of heroin afterwards. But if you're not,
fucking burned them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna
go vote right now. Yeah. Give me that $20.
Yeah. Give me that $20. Yeah. I'll just go put an empty piece of paper in the fucking ballot box. If you're watching, if not, I'm just jamming out.
So you can't watch.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I would have voted just for the opposite person they wanted me to vote for, just to be a dick.
Just to fucking be a dick. Yeah.
So. All we're saying is parolees voting is a no-go. We already have a road to get back to where we have our rights restored, and that's through hard work, determination, and being productive members of society, and that's what we believe in here at the ROTFL podcast.
Well, and not just that. Okay, so as I was reading through this thing, all right, I was thinking like this could be decent, but then I was scrolling through and it says like who is for it,
Yeah.
And Kamala Harris. And that fucking homosexual fucking pedophile Anthony Weiner, or not Anthony, something Weiner. We're not really sure. Last name's Weiner.
And there's nothing wrong with being homosexual, but being
no, not at all.
Pedophile is that's the whole thing.
Horrible.
Take the whole sentence into account. He's the one that passed that push for that SB 145
where you can have anal sex with a fucking child or some fucking
and get away with it. As long as if you're 22 years old, you can go. If you're 20 years old, you can go have sex with a 10-year-old child.
As long as it's anal or fucking or oral.
Hey, whatever. The same guy that is promoting this is the same guy that has promoted lesser offensives on pedophilia. And ladies and gentlemen, all we got to say is we don't need sex offenders out there voting. That's the last thing they should be doing. They shouldn't even be breathing, let alone voting. So go ahead and become a member at the ROTFLpodcast.com. If you want to support what we do, hit us up at ROTFLpodcast.com/donate. We're going to have some more shows for you shortly, but that's it. Vote no on Prop 17. There's no reason for it. We already have an ability to vote if we
choose to
prove that we can handle it.
Right.
So that's all we got, guys. Love you.
All right. Peace.